Hello, hello, what's going on? How is everyone doing? We are back live in 2023. Happy Wednesday, Happy New Year to everybody here. You guys have a good New Year? Yeah, we missed last week. I was out at CES. I'm still recovering from that little trip, my first trip. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. I think we're good. I think everything's good to go here. Got to get back in the swing of things after the new year. But yeah, I was out at CES last week, the first CES that I've ever been to. Actually, the first time I've ever been to Vegas, believe it or not. Yeah, I still can't really believe that one. But it was a lot of fun. Didn't sleep very much. Still trying to recover from that. But let's say hi to some folks. How's everybody doing today? Greg, Dan is here. What's going on, Dan? Let's see, 28 degrees in southern. Let's see. Wow, 28 degrees. Oh, the chat's kind of flying there. Man, that's cold. Yeah, it's let's see, what is it here today? 64 degrees right here. Sorry, not to rub it in, but it's nice. We got 1 week of cold here right before the new year, and now it's back nice and warm again. So Scott's here. Scott, what's going on, Scott? Garrett's 32 degrees in Troy, New York. Frederick, what's going on, Frederick? How you doing today? Let's see. Dan, Uncle One Bob in Los Angeles, 60 degrees there. Very nice. Let's see who we got here. Joey, Emmanuel, Giovanni, what's going on? SwitchBot sent me the new Hub 2 to test yesterday. No matter label on it. Very cool. Very cool. You got the SwitchBot Hub 2 already. Interesting. Yeah, I got to talk to those guys out there at CES, so that was cool. Let's see. Tech for HomeKit. What's going on from Italy? How are you doing today? Paul is here. Thank you, Paul. Good to be back. It's always fun to do these live streams, and definitely missed last week not being able to do it. Silver Hammer Surveillance. George, what's going on, George? How you doing? George had a new video up, last day or two. Glad to see George posting. Glad to see you here, man. Hope you're doing well. Garrett's. Paul is here. What's up, Paul? All right, so I'll try. If you guys have any questions for me, you know how we do it here. These live streams are kind of free flowing. If you are new here, we talk all about HomeKit, specifically Apple Home, smart home stuff. These are kind of just little hangouts that we do every week, and you guys can ask me questions about smart home stuff. I get a lot of questions on, different social media and stuff. So I figured this is kind of a fun way we can hang out. I'll try to answer questions best I can. Yeah, if you have a question, if you put the word question in your comment, it'll kind of be highlighted for me, and I'll try to get to those. So, Dan, what's going on? Dan says, George liked your video on the number of HomePods. Very well done. Yes, I agree. I will vouch for that. And guys, go check out George at Silver Hammer Surveillance if you haven't. Let's see if we can switch on over to, whoop. Sorry, wrong button. Where are we at? Let's see. Where's YouTube? Let's go to Silver Hammer Surveillance. We'll post George's channel over there in the chat so you guys can find him. Some good YouTube comment there. Really good studio tours and HomeKit smart home tours on his channel. That's actually how I found George's channel to begin with. So was watching some of those tours late at night. Good stuff there. Let's see. And yeah, good update on the number of HomePods you can have in your house. Brad is here. What's up, Brad? Let's see. Frederick. I mentioned Frederick already. Peter from Denmark. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Paul says, nice shirt. Yeah, I got my CES shirt on. That's right. Yes. I had to get me the CES shirt. First live stream of 2023. Gosh, that sounds crazy just saying that, doesn't it? It feels like we're in the future. 2023. And yes, Frederick says, please preface the word your comment with the word question and no punctuation or anything, and that way it'll be highlighted for me. Don't spam. Appreciate that, Frederick. And appreciate all the moderators here who help out. So I'll try to stay up at the top of the chat, but it gets a little hard. So if I miss your comment or your question, I apologize. But please just ask once and I'll try to get to everybody best I can. Wow, 75 degrees, 63. Larry, what's going on, Larry? 63 in Georgia. I was in Georgia just over New Year's, actually. I was down in Savannah for about 3 or 4 days. Actually, my first time really hanging out in Savannah, which was kind of surprising because it's not very far, but it was a lot of fun. Enjoyed that. And then I came back to South Carolina, on the 2nd, and then flew out to Vegas on the 3rd. So it's been a super busy first beginning of the year, but I'm having a lot of fun. Terry is here. What's going on? Terry's in the house, 65 degrees in Atlanta. Appreciate you joining us, Terry. All right, Greg says, question, where can I get a calendar widget like you have for Biz Designer? So, Greg, if you go to, there should be a link in my video, so let's see if I can find it. You can search any videos here on my channel, Biz Designer. I think I put that link in probably a couple of these videos, but definitely in this one. Just check out the description. I try to put video or helpful links in the descriptions, and I'm gonna feel like an idiot if it's not in there, but okay, there it is. Yes, so just go to the video, Viz Designer for HomeKit here. I'll put a link in the chat, and you can find that. Whoops, I don't want that to play. So I will put a link to that video in the chat, and then you can just go to the description there and find the widgets that I'm using for my setup. So Mark says, excited to hear more on the Aqara doorbell. Hopefully it will have a standalone app. I'm not sure what you mean by a standalone app. It'll definitely work with the Aqara app, and yeah, I'm super excited about that one. That was cool. I posted a little short with kind of a hands-on of that, so very excited to get that, test it out. I'll definitely be sharing that. We've only got 2 native HomeKit doorbells so far, so this one is going to be kind of a big deal. For those who don't know, in case maybe you missed it, let's see. Let me see if I can find I don't know if anybody's done an article on that yet. Let's see, maybe HomeKit Authority might have. Here you go. Yeah, you can see this is HomeKit Authority's website. He has a good little update on a bunch of CES stuff. I also made a video too on all the CES stuff that I found that was real interesting while I was at the show. So definitely check that out. But here is that video doorbell. That's what it looks like. Comes with a little separate chime right there, USB-C, local storage with a micro SD card. Big difference, differentiating factor from this one from the other ones that support HomeKit is that this one can run off a battery. So this will be the first battery-powered HomeKit doorbell. Real curious to see how that battery power will last. Yeah, we'll see. So, but you could also hardwire it too, which is really awesome. I like that. All right, let's see. Question regarding the doorbell. Will it be in white or gray color, and is it waterproof? So it is, I was told, well, let me try to get this right. I was told it does have some IP rating, but it's not waterproof. If I recall correctly, or is that, that might be the lock I'm thinking of. I think that's the doorbell. Don't quote me on that, but we'll get more information once I get the doorbell and we can actually start testing it. But I think they said it needs to be like underneath a porch or something like that. Maybe don't want it exposed completely to the elements. But it should be fine in the weather and stuff. So, but again, follow up. We'll definitely do a review and we'll get some hands-on and do some more. I'll get all those details right on that. So let's see. Question: do you like the look of the Aqara doorbell? That's a good question. I've heard some people say that they don't like it, that it's ugly. It's not terrible. I actually, you know, once I had it in my hands, and again, in that little short video I made, you can kind of see it in my hands. I actually kind of like the big old button, just because it's super easy to push, you know. I always get kind of, I don't know, annoyed maybe, I guess. I've got like smart doorbells and all this stuff, and you know, people will come over and then they knock, and I'm always like, I want to know who's at the door. I want my HomePod to tell me who's at the door, and I need you to ring the doorbell to do that. So anyways, I feel like this this little doorbell, you know, it has that big old doorbell, and I kind of like it. It's just easy to push. I don't know if it's the most elegant looking design necessarily, but I don't hate it. It is kind of wide, so I'm real curious to see just how in here, just so you guys can see. Let me kind of show you what that looks like. So again, we're talking about this. It's a little wide, I feel like, so I'm curious to see how it'll actually look, you know, next to my door on the frame. I don't have a whole lot of room right there, so we'll see. But yeah, not terrible, not the best, not the worst, I guess, is my overall thoughts on that one. Question, hello from Norway, what's going on? Terry, I'm so bad at saying names, I'm sorry, I won't even try, I'll butcher it. How can I trigger a shortcut using an Aqara motion sensor? So if you're trying to trigger a personal shortcut, you can't. You can't trigger personal shortcuts from HomeKit automations. Now, if you want to convert to a shortcut, that's different. That's still an automation or a shortcut that runs on your HomeKit hub. So to do that, when you choose, you know, when you create a new automation, choose when a motion detector detects something. If you scroll all the way down, instead of picking a device, scroll all the way down, you'll see convert to shortcut. I've done a number of videos on this. I have an automations playlist on my channel, and you can kind of see some more there. But yeah, convert to shortcut is all we can do. You can't trigger your personal shortcuts because those need your phone to run personal shortcuts. So actually talked about that a little bit in an upcoming video coming soon. So you can stay on the lookout for that also. Let's see, man, I'm a little bit behind on these comments here. I'll try to catch up with you guys. Oh, I like it. Lone Star Trent says, I have to ask, what's the craziest or weirdest thing you saw at CES? And what's going on, Lone Star Trent? Thank you for joining us here. Let's see, the craziest or weirdest thing. You know, we saw a lot of, there was like some robots. I saw basically a robot like making coffee. That was kind of crazy. I think I shared that on my Instagram stories while I was there. That might have been one of the craziest things. Like, it's just like a robot arm, and it went and it did the whole thing, and it got the coffee cup and delivered it. I don't know, that was kind of weird. There was also, you might have seen on, I think somebody shared it on, whose video was it? I think Reed shared it on his channel. Excuse me, but that little like breathing pillow, that was pretty weird too. It's like a pillow that you're supposed to hug and it like breathes. I don't know, it's kind of weird. They also make, that company also makes these little pillows like with the cat tail and stuff that moves. That was pretty weird. So that would probably take the cake for me. And also like the sensors that you pee on, that seemed to be a thing this year. That was, I don't know, interesting. Let's see. Question, do you know about TVs supporting Matter? I saw a press release saying that Hisense will support Matter in their 2023 models. I think that maybe other manufacturers too. I don't think TVs are one of the supported categories yet, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I might need to double check that. I don't have them memorized, but I didn't think TVs was one of the supported categories. So one thing I can say, I did notice, and it may be, and I might just be wrong. I mean, I guess I can look that up. Why don't we do that? Matter supported devices, device types, maybe. Let's see. I'm finding a bunch of like developer stuff. It's somewhere. Yeah, I know like sensors, hubs, stuff like that, locks. I didn't think TVs were in version 1.0. Does anybody else know? Let me know in the chat. Right now, well, hold on. Which type of, let's see. According to this article, Consumer Reports, Matter support lighting, door locks, thermostats, HVAC, blinds, and shades, home security sensors, and televisions, and streaming video players. Okay, so I guess I stand corrected. So yeah, if that's the case, then if they're saying that they'll support Matter, then I guess they will. It does appear to be, and this is what I'm looking at right here. This is Consumer Reports, and this is the little Matter explainer that they came out with a while ago, and it looks like televisions is part of that standard, the version 1.0. The interesting thing is that I noticed from CES and some of the brands that I love, Akara being one of them, I find it interesting. I don't know if interesting is the word. So they'll say stuff like, I think even for that doorbell, they said it will support Matter when the standard is updated to support Matter. The thing is, it's so far out from Matter being able to support cameras. I just don't like that, when brands claim that, because I think we're still at least a year out before Matter will support cameras as a device category. I could be wrong, but version 1.0 definitely doesn't. I think we're going to be a while. I think cameras will probably be one of the last devices that are supported by Matter. And so when you see those companies kind of saying, we're going to support Matter, it's kind of like, I don't know, I would take that kind of with a grain of salt. That's also why I kind of appreciate other brands that maybe don't say those things, So if, when you see a brand that maybe doesn't support Matter, especially for a camera or something, that might be because they just don't want to make those claims, So I saw a lot of Matter out there at CES, everybody kind of claiming Matter support, and then some that are kind of more reserved. Some brands are kind of waiting and not making those claims. So all kind of interesting, I guess. All right, I see some questions here. I'll try to get to y'all. Let's see. Any insights on the Hoobs box and its potential capabilities? So really all I know is what's on their website, and let's go take a look. Hoobs Pro.
I'd love to talk to you. How's your day going?
Oh, that was my Google Assistant chiming in this time. So I just recently got a Google Nest Hub Max because I'm testing Matter, of course. And she wanted to chime in during my live stream. Okay, here we go. This is the Hoobs Pro. Here's the capabilities. I mean, this is really all I know right now is what we're seeing here. So you got, it supports Wi-Fi, Thread, Matter, Zigbee, and Bluetooth protocols. What's really interesting for me on the Hoobs side that I'm kind of looking forward to seeing, and it kind of shows some information about the CPU, RAM, all that's really good. Looking like a good device, very expensive. Here's some more specs. So you can kind of look through this to see, the capabilities of it. But if we go down, where is it at? This is interesting to me. So planned for Q2 of 2023, Hoobs Cloud services. So interested to see what we can do with that. And then even further, we have this called Moods Automation. So basically, I think Hoobs is trying to become kind of an all-in-one automation smart home platform, if you will. It looks like they're going to be using, this looks similar to something like Homey Pro, maybe like Habitat kind of. It looks kind of like they're trying to go maybe in that direction with this kind of these kind of automation capabilities. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. And this is not planned this is planned for Q1 of 2024. So we still got a while for that. But some interesting stuff. We'll definitely keep an eye out on Hoobs and what they're doing. I think this is gonna go for there you go. You can see right there, $499 at launch. So it is not going to be cheap. You can pre-order it now and save a little bit of money. But yeah, that's Hoops Pro. And that's about all I know so far. I have kind of talked with and worked with the folks at Hoops before. Great guys, great people over there. So, maybe we'll be able to get one and test out. And but looking forward to seeing what we can do with that for sure. Let's see. Lone Star Trent says, my feeling is that if it already supports HomeKit, then don't switch to Matter. If no HomeKit support, then do use Matter. Yeah, I mean, if HomeKit is your bread and butter like me, and you don't really care too much to use other platforms, then Matter is not really the biggest deal in the world for you, other than we might get some more product categories and products in HomeKit. I will say if you haven't started using Matter products or testing them out, like early beta products and stuff, you might want to hold out. I've started testing, and it's not as smooth as you would think it would be, as it's supposed to be. And I know we kind of got to go through these growing pains anytime there's something new, especially a new standard like this. I applaud the brands who are kind of on the forefront of this, because there are going to be issues. But yeah, if you don't have to, I would wait. That's right now. You can check back next week and we can talk about it and see if that changes any. But so far, the Matter stuff that I have been testing, it's just not been super smooth. And I don't think it's the brand's manufacturer's fault. It's just all these platforms playing well together. I'll have issues with Google Home in one case, and then maybe HomeKit or Smart Things in another case. So it's kind of a mess right now. That's my 2 cents anyway so far. Let's see. Question. Brian says, I set up a good night Siri shortcut. Ask me if I want to set an alarm, and then it's supposed to turn off the lights, but it asked me to continue on companion device. Any ideas? Usually, let's see, and then to set up an alarm, turn off the lights. It probably depends on what you're doing. So Brian, maybe if you can post a screenshot in our Discord, in the member Discord server. For those that don't know, our members, we have a Discord server for the members. So Brian, I would say post a screenshot in there. You must be trying to do something that can't be done on the HomePod. That's usually when I see that. But certain things can be done on a HomePod, of course, and then some things you need your personal device for. So, but yeah, if you could post a screenshot and ask in there, I'll try to take a look later and see if we can help figure that out. Question, what happens if only some of your smart devices update to Matter? So it really shouldn't matter. So, oh man, can't help it there. So it really shouldn't matter. So for example, I have updated some devices already to work with Matter, and they do support Matter, and they still work in HomeKit, in my Home app, and all my other HomeKit devices still work in the Home app as well. So for example, now I can't really speak on all the other platforms. I assume it's pretty much going to be the same. They're trying to make this stuff like pretty backwards compatible. But at least with HomeKit and the Home app, if you have Matter devices, if you add Matter devices, you can do that, and all your old HomeKit, Home app devices will still work, in the Home app. You can automate them all together, just like always. So there's really not going to be any issues there. There shouldn't be. So yeah, I wouldn't worry. It's not like you have to update the Home app to support Matter and then all your other stuff doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You can have both Matter devices and just regular HomeKit devices kind of working side by side in the Home app, just like we always have. So. David says, look at what I've seen at CES. There really wasn't anything new, just updated to Thread or Matter or new products from companies who haven't made it yet. Anything new that's not been done already? I think if you really think about what's been done with this whole Matter thing, it's a pretty big deal, in my opinion, as far as you got Amazon and Google and Apple and Samsung, all these companies they're basically agreeing, and they're kind of working together. So In terms of like new products, not so much. You know, we've got some Thread stuff, but them working on a new standard is, to me, probably way bigger than like a new product. So to me, that's a big deal. On the surface, it's not maybe super shiny, but you know, I went by the Google booth and Google had just a huge, they're pushing Matter hard. I went by the Samsungs, they had a huge display, they're pushing Matter. So these companies are all kind of pushing this together, this new standard, and hopefully it pans out. You know, time will tell, but I think that's probably a bigger deal than any new product. So in terms of anything that's not been done already, that has never been done. And I think, you know, the vision is there. They still got to keep working together. It's, you know, but yeah, it's really all about Matter, I think, this year at CES. What do you think about Samsung's hub with wireless charging? Lone Star Trent says. So I'm kind of bouncing back and forth. I'm trying to keep up with you guys in the chat, and then I'll go and answer some questions and stuff. But yeah, it's another hub. So it's, and I don't recall the exact details of what it can do. I'd have to look it up, but I did talk to the Samsung. Interestingly enough, I was talking to the people at the Samsung booth, and they had this really nice display where they were showing off that new hub. And they really couldn't answer my questions at all. I was trying to ask if it had Thread built in. They kept saying it supports Matter and that everything, you know, it supports Matter, so it supports Thread. And they just really didn't know, to be honest with you. And it's not their fault, I guess. They got, you know, they hired these people to work the booths and stuff. But from talking with them, I couldn't get the answers that I needed. So I'll probably try to follow up and get some details. But yeah, I don't really know the capabilities of the new hub from talking with them, and I haven't really looked it up since then. But I think we're going to have a lot of these kind of hub devices. It's funny because everybody is like, oh, with Matter, I won't have to use any more hubs. Well, we're seeing a lot of hubs now because everybody wants to be the Matter controller in your home. So we're going to have hubs like Hoobs Pro, Homey Pro they were showing off their new Homey Pro. You got Hubitat, which hopefully they'll come out with something similar to support Matter. So there's a lot of these kinds of hubs. The new, the Samsung one, you know, they want to be your Matter controller. So, you know, I think we're just going to see a lot of these kinds of devices. Personally, I'd like to have one that can support Z-Wave. Would be awesome if it can support Z-Wave, which I know Z-Wave isn't a supported category in Matter, but bridges are. So if you could get a hub that supports Z-Wave, Thread, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, support all those things, then that would be a good one. And you can automate. That's what Homey Pro is looking pretty appealing to me. I'd love to see a Hubitat release something because they have all those things except for Thread, I think, right now. Let's see, Shane would know better than I, but I believe so. I missed the question, Brian. Thank you for calling that out. But how to use Matter with Apple Home and share with an Android user? Let's see, I missed the question. So I have to create a smart home with Google or Amazon and add it to all my stuff. Yeah, so I'm kind of missing out the conversation there, but that's the tricky thing with it right now. So that's why I say wait. Like, I have a Google Nest Hub Max, and I can't add Matter devices to my Google Nest Hub, even though I have the Google Home app on my iPhone, because the Google Home app on iPhone doesn't support Matter. Only the Google Home app on Android supports Matter. So I got to go find an Android device that I can use to add devices to this. So it's tricky right now. Yeah, it's interesting. It's keeping me busy, I can say. Excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, Lone Star Trent said robot mower. There was some cool robot mowers out there for sure. I'm definitely interested in that. I'd like to get a robot mower maybe this year. This might be the year. And you know, if I can get one, I'm going to try to get it integrated into HomeKit if I can. Did you see your future robot mower? I might have. The EcoFlow. Did you guys see that thing by EcoFlow? I want to see if I can find that just to show you. There was a bunch of them out there, and a lot of them look really cool. I think it was the EcoFlow. Yeah, this thing looks like a beast, man. I mean, it almost looks like a... Check this thing out. The EcoFlow blade. They got any more pictures of it? No. But it's got these like off-road tires, and you can actually add attachments to it to like collect leaves and grass clippings and stuff like that. That one looks pretty awesome. But they had a bunch of them right there. Hello from the Netherlands. I hope the Dutch did well at CES. Now the real question, are humidifiers and purifiers added to Matter so that I could use my Dyson humidifier with HomeKit? I don't know if, I don't think humidifiers are one of the categories. Let's see, where was it? We were just there, right here. They don't mention, I mean, they do say HVAC controllers, so I don't know, maybe, but they don't mention humidifiers specifically. What tool do you recommend for HomeKit Secure Video? I'm guessing with Topo C310. I'm not even familiar with that one. I'll have to look that up. Topo C310, was that right? That can't, well, that doesn't support HomeKit Secure Video, so, oh, that's a TP-Link. Okay, that's where I know that. So yeah, TP-Link had some cool stuff, but this doesn't support HomeKit, so, you know, the only way you can use HomeKit Secure Video is, I mean, unless you're using something like Homebridge or Scripted, which that's kind of probably a conversation for another day. The only way, you just can't. You have to use the Home app. So you probably just need to get a camera that supports HomeKit Secure Video or natively, or you'll have to get into Homebridge or something like that. Can you create a shortcut trigger to turn on a TV and have Apple TV tune to YouTube TV? So you can create a shortcut on your iPhone to do that. Yes, you can. Not a home automation, but a shortcut you should be able to do on your phone. Let's see. No, I haven't heard anything, but robot, let's see. I think I saw somewhere that, robots will be supported on the robot cleaners, vacuums will be supported on the next version of Matter. So the first version of Matter, the one that we have now, does not support robot vacuums. But I think in the next version, hopefully around, I'm trying to remember if it said spring or summer, I can't remember, but sometime by mid-year, the next version should come out. And I think we're gonna get some more product categories, including robot vacuums. I remember reading that somewhere. So, hopefully. Let's see. All right, I saw this question earlier. I answered it all right. You guys, please ask your question once if you can. I'm trying to get to them all, and it makes it difficult if the same question is flooded in the comments. Question, I have a problem I can't find a solution to. HomeKit turns on my TV for no reason all the time, and it turns on and off lights for no reason, even dims them. Am I hacked? I doubt you're hacked unless you have like a kid or somewhere in another room just messing with you. That's possible. I have done that with my kids and my family members. But you're probably not hacked. If you have gotten hacked, I doubt they're just, you know, controlling your smart home lights to mess with you. I don't really know what this could be other than maybe you have some automations gone awry. You know, I've actually had automations set up that I done forgot about or whatever, and maybe you accidentally created with their little like automation recommendations. I've actually seen automations get created without even knowing it, so maybe that happened. I would just definitely go through your automations, See if there's anything you can find there that might be causing this. If not, restart all your HomeKit hubs and see if maybe that helps. But yeah, that definitely should not be happening. Terry says, there's so much confusion I see out there between Matter, Thread, and HomeKit. Can you clarify the difference for your viewers? If your device already supports HomeKit, you're good. Yeah, if you're using HomeKit and you want to keep using HomeKit and your devices already support HomeKit, you don't need to worry about anything. You don't even need to worry about Matter, to be honest with you. Matter is really going to come in handy with new devices. So if, for example, you want a robot vacuum to support HomeKit, well, maybe one day that'll happen. And you'll be able to have a robot vacuum that natively supports HomeKit, hopefully one day, thanks to Matter. But again, your existing HomeKit products, you're good if you just want to use HomeKit. The other place where Matter is really going to come in handy is if you want to use those existing HomeKit products that you have with other voice assistants. Like maybe you have a family member that just insists on using a Google Nest speaker or a Google Nest Hub Max or something like that. Well, if that device, is updated to support Matter, you can pair the same device with your Siri, HomePod, as well as your Google Nest Hub, and then you can use both of those in your house. So that's really the real benefit there, is that you can use the same device with multiple platforms if you want. And as far as Thread goes, Thread is just it's a wireless protocol. Think of it like Zigbee or Bluetooth or something like that. It's just a way devices connect. So I hope that kind of helps clear things up. Thank you for the question, Terry. Anyone having no response issues with LG TVs? Yes. That is probably the worst device as far as native HomeKit support goes that I've used. Something about the way, and we've talked about this a little bit in my, I see Brian here says, yep, no response with LG TVs for a while. I disconnected and then reset up through Homebridge. Much better experience. Interesting, through Homebridge. I need to do that, Brian. I got to remember to do that. And try that out. To be honest, I haven't been using my LG TV much at all, but I will soon. So, but yeah, that for some reason, the way that the TV works when it's turned off for a while, it seems to go unresponsive. So yeah, that HomeKit integration with the LG TVs is not good. Jeff from Michigan. I like the updated name. Is there any different, oops, wrong one. Question, anyone having an example of some automations to handle an automated deadbolt? Tired of it auto-locking while the door is still open. Oh, I see. I never use the auto-lock features on these things, so I'm not sure if anybody posted some suggestions here. Yeah, like Terry has a good one there. Cool. Hopefully you got some answers there. Yeah, I don't use the auto lock because I don't know. I'm afraid of messing something up there. Sigmund says, is there any differences between Aqara P1 and P2 sensors? Tempted to import the P1 2. Okay, second question. Any news on Eve jumping on blinds for Velux type of windows? Great roundup this year. Thanks. Thank you, Sigmund. Let me look up that because Velux, that must be like a European thing. I don't even know what that is. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, these are definitely more prevalent in like European markets, I guess, or European housing. I don't know of them supporting anything like this. But Eve is based out of Germany, and I know they have stuff like this. I'm pretty sure it's pretty common. So I don't know, maybe reach out to them and see. All I know of is what I mentioned in the videos. They're rolling out support for the honeycomb. They're gonna issue out those honeycomb shades this year, and then the Venetian style tilt blinds this year. So I don't know of anything they're doing with those just yet. but maybe in the future. And then let's see, what was the first question? Any differences between Aqara P1 and P2 sensors? Tempted to import the P1. Well, let's see. I'm trying to think if the P1 has, I think the P2, I'm gonna open up the Aqara app and I'm gonna try to, because I've been using the P1 for a little bit too, and I'm gonna see if it has some of the same features. So you can set regions in here, which is pretty nice. Let's see. So that was a big thing I was kind of looking for. I don't know if you saw in my video, there was a little demo where he was kind of, you can kind of set different regions and automate those separately. Looks like you can do this in here, but I think the P2 has kind of more advanced features in that regard. I think you can add like a couch, for example, or a bed, and you can kind of really lay out your area. It's pretty cool. You know, I'd say if you're in a rush, then go ahead and get the P1 because it works well still. I mean, it works really well. But if you don't mind waiting, then just hold off. I don't think it's going to be too long until the FP2 is released, but yeah, I mean, the FP1's pretty awesome in itself, but I think there will be some slight additional features with the FP2. And plus, one of the things, let's see, I have mine over here. Let's see if I can grab it. It's actually plugged in, so I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, that'll reach. I can't go much closer than that. One of the benefits of the FP2 is that the cord right here is USB-C both ways, so you can unplug it, and this one, the FP1, is built in, so if that makes sense. In other words, if this cord is damaged, I'm kind of screwed on this one. Also with the FP2, if you wanted maybe like a really long cord or something like that, or a really short cord, you can change out the cord with any USB-C cord. So that's probably another big difference between the new one and with this one. Oh, I gotta set that up because, all right, I'm back. I gotta set that up right because I think if it stops detecting motion, this is a good test too of the FP1 right here, because if it stops detecting me and I'm just sitting at my desk, all these lights I'm pretty sure are gonna go off. So, so far it's working, it's detected me all right. I hope that helps. All right, I'm gonna jump to the top of the chat. Let's see what you guys have got going on. Have you thought about doing a subscriber submitted home camera funnies? Recently I've caught a neighbor move my Christmas tree when it was out for, oh, that is weird. That would be fun. I actually am gonna do a submission type of video very soon for automations. I haven't thought about doing a submission video with camera footage. That would be pretty funny. I'm curious, you guys gotta let me know, what's like the craziest thing or the funniest thing you've caught on your cameras? I bet you there is some good stories. I remember when I first installed cameras like years ago on my front porch, we got, it was so funny, but it's kind of cool. We have a bunch of stairs that lead up to my front porch, like quite a few. And we got the delivery girl. She was doing like jump squats, like squat, jump, all the way up the stairs. She was like getting her workout in. And then she did them all the way back down too, and it was pretty funny to watch. But I was like, hey, she's getting in her workout, so that's cool. Let's see. Jeff says FP1 is one of my favorite sensors. Can't wait for the FP2. Yeah, me too, man. I was so excited to hear that they were releasing that because there's so many people, mainly like real smart home enthusiasts that really wanted that, you know, to be released, the FP1 anyways, to be released internationally. So I'm really glad that they kind of listened and they're going to be releasing a product like that internationally. It's such a good sensor for automations. I had the couch footrest out yesterday, laid on it, flipped the couch, sending everything flying off the couch, water all over the place. Captured on my Aqara G2H Pro. Nice. Yeah, I got another one too. It was earlier in this year, when it first got cold, and it was my sprinklers. I hadn't turned off my sprinklers for the year yet, and I did after this day. But it wasn't raining outside or nothing, so I wasn't thinking about like ice or anything. And plus, it doesn't even get that cold here very often. But apparently my sprinklers had run earlier that morning, and I was taking my daughter to school, and she had walked down in front of me, no problems. And then I'm walking down behind her. I have my book bag with my computer in the back and a cup of coffee in this hand, like a travel mug. And man, I hit one of the bottom stairs, just straight black ice. My foot went up. I almost, like cartoon style, but somehow I caught myself, thank God, because I would have probably landed on my computer. And of course, I had at least 1 or 2 cameras catch that, and my wife just loves to like replay those and send them to all our friends and all that good stuff. Let's see. All right, I'll try to get to some of y'all's questions here. I know there's a bunch I haven't gotten to yet. I'll try to get to all these highlighted ones. If we take a shot every time he says matter, man, I so should have done this at CES. That would have been a fun game to play. Take a shot every time we see the matter logo. You would have probably had to carry me out of there. I like it. Question, we're completely new to smart home stuff. Sarah and Tommy, if you're still here, where to begin? So, first place to begin really is just pick your smart home platform of choice. With this new smart home platform, this new protocol Matter coming out in the future, hopefully that won't be as much of an issue. But start with what you want to use, whether it's Apple Home, Google, Amazon's, Alexa, or even SmartThings. We focus on HomeKit, Apple Home here on this channel. And if you do want to focus on Apple Home like I am, you can go to my website. And I just think this is a good place to start. That's why I did this. It's just ShaneWhatley.com. Just a little bit of information here about the channel and what we're doing, and I might need to update that, but it's pretty basic. And then right here is a getting started section. I'll just post this here. This is my channel webpage. And these 3 videos, they're probably about a year or so old, but they're still relevant, and these were designed to give you basically a good starting place. So start with HomeKit 101, what is HomeKit, and then HomeKit Secure Video explained, and then we get into automations and shortcuts. And by the time you watch these 3 videos, you should have a pretty good understanding of everything HomeKit, Apple Home, and how it works. And from there, it's just a matter of kind of getting the products that you want to use. You could prioritize certain things. Some people prioritize cameras. Some people garage doors and locks. Whatever it is you're looking for. Aqara is a great. You mentioned Aqara specifically. Aqara is great because they do support Apple Home as well as Google and Alexa, I believe. Their products are pretty affordable, so you can get like a camera or one of the other hubs, and then you can get a bunch of their little sensors, which I thought I had some up here, but I don't. You can get their sensors and pair those to the cameras or the hubs, and they're all pretty affordable and they work really well. So I'm a fan of the Aqara stuff. I know a lot of people in here are, so I hope that kind of helps in getting started. But yet, it's one of the reasons why I started this channel, because it's kind of daunting when you're first getting started, especially back when I started this channel. There really wasn't much out there in terms of HomeKit, so then the channel was born. Oh, thank you. We got a super chat. It looks like Aqara FP2 is thread support. I don't know if that's a question. But thank you for the super chat. But no, it will need to be paired to one of the hubs. So it's Zigbee based, and it will pair to the hubs as well. So let me get back up to these questions that I missed. I'm gonna try to get to you guys if you're still around. Question, is the green screen behind you or is it HomeKit lights? Cool gradient, dude. What a cool dad. Oh man, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. No, it is actually just lights. So I don't know if you can see. There you go. You can kind of see. It is not a green screen. I just got a couple of lights. They're actually not even HomeKit lights. They're just dumb floodlights. They were kind of cheap. You can put them in the yard, but they are connected to smart plugs. I just keep the colors the same majority of the time. So my smart plugs just turn them on and off when it's time to record, as well as my other camera lights in here, all controlled by smart plugs. Will we ever get down to one hub? Not for a long time, in my opinion. It's going to be a number of years before we get there. Have you thought about doing a mini video on keep fit, suns out, guns out? No, I haven't thought about that yet. I'll put that on the list maybe. I don't have any news on this, but I think IKEA's I just want to say diarrhea every time I see this. I don't know how, diarrhea, I don't even know how to say that. But I believe they're going to support Matter. I don't know when, or I haven't really heard anything in terms of a time frame or anything with that. I don't have any of those devices. Let's see, I'll look it up, see if we can find anything on that. 9 to 5 Mac. This is back in October 2024. Let's see. This was updated 10/24, so this is a while ago. Availability start November. Matters goal. Let's see. Yeah, it's just like so many other things. Matter is just, there's so many things up in the air right now, especially in terms of Matter. Question, do you find having a smart home is more hassle getting things set up, changed, repaired? Like, do you feel it's worth all the time? A lot of my devices don't work very well. Yeah, so I love having a smart home, obviously. If you can't tell from my videos, I love it. It's a lot of fun. I don't mind tinkering with stuff. With that said, I don't really want to spend my entire weekend, like coding and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Some people do like doing that. That's not really me, which is why I focus really my channel on just building an easy smart home. And yeah, sometimes it's frustrating, I suppose, but I do feel like it's worth it. I love it. I love it. I'm posting a video soon on some of my favorite automations, and some of these things, they're just, I just get such a sense of satisfaction when some of these things just work and the automations work, and you can really improve quality of life in a lot of ways through smart home and automations and stuff. So I feel like it's worth it. That's my opinion. I actually did not get by the Reolink booth. I did not see them at CES, but I have seen what they are coming out with, and yeah, Reolink just keeps on cranking out stuff, man. They're doing pretty awesome. Can HomeKit work on 2 SSIDs? You should be able to, as long as they're like the same network, but 2 SSIDs, you shouldn't have a problem. What did you think of the new RAM? Saw the IG post. Yeah, so that was the one thing. So I spent pretty much the first couple of days in like just the smart home section at CES, which is one of the it's kind of a smaller section. And then the main conference center is where, all the cars and stuff like that are. So I wanted to go there just for that. I just wanted to see the Ram truck. And I mean, it's awesome. It's pretty awesome to see what they're doing. I didn't get to see any of like the real cool, like I really want to dive deep into what all kinds of features it has and stuff. Like I've seen that with the Ford Lightning, but I don't really know what kind of features that the Ram has really. But it looked cool. I thought it looked cool. I love the way the doors open up. You see how the doors open up like that? And it just looked like so much space in there. Looked pretty cool, man. I like it. I don't know when I'll jump on the EV train, but I'll probably let some of these first few iterations happen. But eventually, I'm sure I'll get one, and I'm sure, be a truck when it happens. No, Roborock does not support HomeKit. I see that question there. No robot vacuums support HomeKit because it's just not a supported category in HomeKit. That's one of those things. Hopefully, Matter will change. Do you have a video on how you integrate motion sensors and smart switches? And I and family are fed up saying, you know who, turning on X room lights. So, you know, this is one of the things, I feel like this is a constant topic in our Discord server and just pretty much everywhere. People wanting to figure out motion sensors and lights and automations. It's tough. It's really tough to get motion-based automations right, especially if it's a place where you're just like, where you're kind of hanging out, right? And that's where sensors like the one I just showed you, that FP1 or the new FP2 sensor, that's where those are really going to come in handy, because a regular motion sensor, let's say you have it in your living room, you walk in there, lights turn off, you sit down on the couch, well, in a minute or two, it's not going to see that motion, and the lights are gonna go off. And that's where the big problem is. It's really tough. You can do some stuff to make that work, but it's really tough. It takes a lot of trial and error. In my experience with regular motion sensors, getting something like a true occupancy sensor or a presence detector, I guess is what they call it, like the FP2 by Aqara, it's gonna make that a lot better. You can see I've been sitting pretty still at my, I guess I move a lot when I'm talking, but I'm sitting pretty still at my desk, and I do it all the time. And it detects me sitting over here, even though a lot of times I'm just working and I'm really still. A normal motion sensor would stop detecting me and turn off all these lights. That one, it detects me, and it does turn off all my lights when it senses that I'm not here. So I would say just hold off and look at something like that. I think that's going to solve a lot of people's problems. It makes it a whole lot easier to get these kinds of automations right. I haven't really done a video that kind of dives too deep on that, because it is such a tricky situation and it's kind of a case-by-case basis. There's some tricks you can do with like Homebridge and using different plugins and stuff like that. I know a lot of people are doing that, and you can kind of do convert to shortcut and you can try some stuff there, but it's tough. I know a lot of people kind of feel me on that one because we talk about it a lot, especially in our Discord. So Lutron Caseta occupancy sensor has been great here. Yeah, so there you go. But the Lutron sensors aren't exposed to HomeKit, so if you're wanting to use that to control other HomeKit stuff, you won't be able to there. But yeah, if you're using Lutron Caseta switches and you just want the Lutron Caseta occupancy sensor, Terry says that works good, so appreciate that suggestion, Terry. Let's see, I use a schedule in my Roborock, so I don't really need it in HomeKit. Yeah, Here we go. Every time. We got a new member. Thank you so much for joining. Sam in Denver. Appreciate you joining the channel. Here, let's hit the confetti button. Be sure to join us over on Discord and the Discord server if you'd like to. We'd love to see you over there and chat. We do monthly video chats as well, which we need to make up for because I missed last week being at CES. But yeah, a lot of fun over there in Discord with the members. Let's see. Question, with Govee going to Matter, did they hint at what's next after the light strip? They did not. I couldn't really get a whole lot out of Govee in terms of Matter and HomeKit. It'll be interesting to me. I kind of question how committed they are to like really going that direction. They're doing so well with all their other lighting products and stuff. I'm just not really sure how committed they are to going with Matter and supporting that. Hopefully they are, and they'll be rolling out some more products like they say, but no, they really didn't give me any hints into anything. Yes, that is going to be an expensive truck. Question, get the Schlage Encode Plus or wait for the Aqara U100 smart lock? I don't know. I haven't had a chance to actually use the Aqara 100, U100 smart lock, so I can't really say from like experience because I haven't used it yet, but in my opinion, Aqara stuff has been good. I really like the Aqara stuff. It's been reliable. Now the Schlage Encode Plus is definitely probably one of my favorite products from over the past year. I love that thing. It's very expensive. The Aqara lock is going to be at least half the price, probably more, so way cheaper. And it actually has a few more, well, one or two more features. So you can actually use NFC and fingerprint on the Aqara lock where you can't do that with the Schlage. So, you know, you have some pros and cons to weigh out there. Again, you know, nobody's used the Aqara, this new Aqara U100 lock yet. So I don't know if you want to wait on some reviews and stuff like that. I'll definitely test it out once it's available. The Schlage Encode Plus is kind of tried and true. People love it. Very expensive. It's built very well. So I know I didn't really answer your question, but I think it maybe just depends. If you want one now, go for the Schlage Encode Plus. If you can, you know, NFC and some of those other features, maybe wait for the Aqara. And also, which one do you think looks better? I know a lot of people, that's a very big determining factor for your lock, especially on your front door. I see the same question right there. So I think I just answered that. What do you recommend for heat valve on thermo control? I have Eve thermo and now I have my offset to. I don't have that kind of you know, heat valve to use here, so I haven't used any of these personally. Eve I know makes good products. Aqara has one of these. They make good products. Again, I haven't used either one of those, so I'm probably not the best person to ask for that. How can I trigger my shortcut when I back to my home on motorcycle in the background? Wait, open all gates, wait. I'm not really sure what you're asking here. How can you trigger your shortcut? Yeah, sorry, I'm not really sure what you mean by that one. I've caught crazy long her dog's free run and wing everywhere on the front. Oh, we're talking about the camera footage. She walked always the same time, approached her and oh no. That's no good. If for nothing else, smart cameras that are there to catch your neighbors doing stuff like that. Let's see, some more questions. Just got my Habitat. Is there any devices you're looking into getting to pair with the Habitat to get into HomeKit? Oh, that's a good question. So not really, because I've just got so much stuff just doing YouTube and everything, but I would say some of my favorite things that I have used already with it is definitely the Bulldog, the Econet Bulldog Smart Water Shutoff Valve. That's really awesome. There's another smart water shutoff valve. It's a Z-Wave shutoff valve. I think it was made by Zeus. Let me see. And Paul, how are you liking the Habitat hub? All is working well for you? Let me see if I can find. I saw it at CES actually. I thought it was available. Maybe this is it. I think this is it. Yeah, I think that is it. I thought it was more blue, but this is another one. Zeus makes this, and this looks like a really good water shutoff valve. I like the way it kind of grips both sides of the valve like that. So that's a little different than the Bulldog, but I do really like the Bulldog also by Econet. I've been using that one. Some other things that I really like is the Zeus, what is it called? I don't know what the name of the switch is, but this switch right. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, that's the one right there. That switch that I've used in my daughter's room, you've probably seen it in some of my, gosh, I want some pictures. I've used it in my daughter's room and it's really cool. Might add some more of these. This one right here. Look at this thing, it's awesome. And then you get this in a HomeKit and you can program all these buttons to do different things in HomeKit, different scenes. You get 3 button actions, single press, double press, and long press for each one. Plus this one right here controls the main light in the room, hardwired, also exposed to HomeKit. So that's a really cool one. There's some cool stuff for Z-Wave that you can get into HomeKit. So I'd just kind of look around at some of the Z-Wave stuff. And it's also cool that you have the ability to add Zigbee devices, like generic Zigbee stuff too. So pretty neat. Working great. I can get, yes, working great. Anything I can get more devices into HomeKit, I'm all for it. Nice. Oh yeah, the AOTech sensors. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically like SmartThings stuff. I think that's like SmartThings kind of rebranded, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, good stuff there. The Titan valve will probably be pricey. Yeah, is it not out yet? I thought they told me that it was out, but I could be totally wrong about that. Let me see if I can find it. No, that's not very much right there. Considering, I mean, I think that's probably a little bit cheaper than the Bulldog that I paid for. I think that one was around 200. So, I mean, not too bad for a quality shutoff valve. And trust me, you want a quality water shutoff valve if you're going to get one. I used like one of these like cheaper generic Zigbee ones, and they just don't have the torque. It might work on like if your valve, you know, is easy to turn, but it doesn't have the torque if your valve is like relatively hard at all to twist. So anyways, my 2 cents there on that. A question was asked about the difference between P1, P2, and P2 supports thread. Tech. Oh, thank you. I did not think the P2 supported thread. Am I wrong about that? Let's look it up. I could have swore that it did not. I'll let you guys see what I'm reading right here. This is from their press release. It doesn't say one way or another. I did not think that the FP2 supports thread. Maybe you're talking about, let's see. Oh, okay. So yeah, you're talking about I got you, the Akara P2. So maybe I misunderstood the original comment. So we have the FP2 and the P2 from Akara. So the P2 is just the new motion sensor, which supports thread. You are correct about that. The FP2 is the occupancy sensor like we were talking about earlier. So I'm sorry if I mixed that up in the original question, which I may have. They're easy to confuse. What's one device you'd like to see made smart in the next year? Oh my gosh. That's a good question. That's a tough one right there. I've got so much smart home stuff in this house already. I would like to see some more appliances, I think, for me. Whether it's stove, I'd like to do some stuff with my grill maybe. Even if it's just like thermometers, you know, for cooking or grilling. I don't know if a microwave would be very useful, but being, you know, all in on HomeKit, I know there's for like Google and SmartThings and stuff, you have a lot of those like appliances, but being all in on HomeKit, haven't really had a chance to use a lot of like appliances, washer and dryers and stuff like that with native like smart support because they don't support HomeKit. Hopefully with Matter, we'll get some more stuff like that that works with HomeKit. So yeah, that's what I would go with. Question, thank you. When does the FP2 come out? I'd have to look at my notes, which I don't think I have here from when I was there. I want to say Q2. I want to say Q2, but don't quote me on that. And I don't think they say in their press release. Let me see if they did say. Yeah, all they say in the official press release is that these devices from Aqara will become available in the following months. And also the M2 will be supporting Matter very soon via firmware update. So that's something to look out for. All right, guys, I didn't realize we've already gone quite a bit past 5 o'clock my time. If I missed your question, I am very sorry, or your comment. I do apologize. We had a lot here today, but hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you had some fun hanging out. I know I enjoyed it as always. Great to see everybody, and in 2023. So welcome to for the new members as well. Be sure to join over there in the Discord chat, and stay tuned for new videos every Sunday, and we'll keep doing these live streams every Wednesday. And thank you guys so much for joining and hanging out. I hope you all are having a great new year, and we'll see you next time. Take care.